I am sweaty McGee. I don't know if you can actually tell. I'm taking my shoes off. Oh, I need to do a thumbnail. I'm hot, like my sweat is sweating. You know, like that stage where you can't tell if your highlighter is just really good or if it's just pure perspiration. One of those. You might hear him panting throughout this video because it's hot in England, and if you're from England, you know that we don't handle the heat very well. If it gets higher than 15 degrees, we act like we are on the sun. Okay, so this is actually a part two. Hi! This is actually a part two to a video that I have done before. It's basically me talking about controversial topics because it's what I love to do. So yeah, I asked people ages ago to send in some questions for me. And I'm going to be kind of carrying on that, but then I also kind of want to talk about a lot of the things that are happening in the news lately, because I report on the news and I have a lot to say about it, but obviously I have to remain, when I'm working, impartial, because that is what the news does. We just inform people, but obviously I'm allowed to have my own opinion. What are you eating? It's too hot to chase you. What is that? What is it? Let me see. You can chew a rock. Okay, that's fine, that's allowed. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the news recently. Obviously, I see it all happening, I have an opinion on it, but I thought I would voice my opinions to you all and kind of see where you guys stand on a lot of the things as well I'm about to mention in this video. I love talking about things like this with my friends. I always have like Tiana's debate of the day, so I thought I would bring this debate online, and I kind of want this to be an open discussion. If you want to comment below, feel free to have a conversation. If you want to privately message me on Instagram. If you want to talk about more of these things in a bit more detail, I am always on my phone. Can you stop with that crackly noise, because it's not nice. Yeah, I'm going to talk about some of the topics. I've got my iced coffee here and I'm just gonna jump straight into it. So the first topic, and probably the main topic in the news at the moment if you are from England or just the UK in general really, is the Euros and us losing in the final to penalties. Now obviously I was very invested in the match. I felt very patriotic. I loved the camaraderie where people like joined together. Loved that all. Everyone was in such a good mood. Everyone was saying it was coming home. Everyone was chanting. The sun was shining. It was just such a nice atmosphere in the UK really. Well, in England, because I know that a lot of Scottish people were not happy about England being in the final, but I loved it, and the game was really good. We had a projector here, we watched it on the projector, and you know, we lost, which was a shame, but you know, that's what happens in football. You have a winning team and you have a losing team, and it was disappointing. Oh, my throat is crooked then. But what I'm talking about is the ridiculous amount of backlash that some of the players faced on the team because they missed the penalties, and the 3 people that missed penalties just happened to be black. So just because they all happened to be black or a person of colour, that just opened the floodgates to so much disgusting and vile racism. One of the players was 19 years old, and the comments that people were posting on his Instagram page and Twitter was just vile. Like, these aren't even like kids. Like, usually you expect little trolls on the internet to be teenagers or people that haven't grown up or matured yet, but these were grown adults who probably have kids his age. And I just don't understand how you can bring in race for anything really, but especially football, because may I just remind everybody that if you were following along with the England in the Euros, that Sterling basically carried the England team to the final. He scored a lot of the goals that got us there, and he's black. But oh, it's fine that he's black because he scored. But as soon as somebody doesn't score that is the same colour, they're disgusting. Like, I just don't get that mindset. And if they hadn't have lost the penalties, and if they had scored them, then the people that are being racist would have been praising them. So in a way, I'm kind of glad that this happened, because it's just uncovered loads of racist people, and I'm so glad that there was a guy who was posting disgusting tweets, and somebody messaged his manager from his work, and he's been fired, and rightly so. Like, you cannot discriminate against anybody for race, gender, sexuality, anything. I just don't get it. Like, you should judge the footballers based on their skill set, not on their race, because it doesn't play into it at all. And the lines has changed. I am so glad that it's finally being spoken about, but then this guy was talking on the TV saying that, you know, an incident happens, racism's a hot topic, we try and get equality, social media then buzz then dies down, and then another big thing happens, and then it's just a vicious cycle. And that's so true. I need another sip of my coffee. I'm getting all worked up. I personally don't think we're ever gonna see complete equality for a very long time. Not in my lifetime, not in maybe even 100 years, because although it's getting there, racism is a taught behaviour, and as long as there's racist people in the world having kids who are then teaching their children their warped view of reality, then their children will teach their children it, and it will just continue generation after generation after generation. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I don't really know how you can stop that from happening, unless one day you have a kid that is brought up in a society which is so normalised everything and is so equal to everything that child then breaks a chain. That is the only reason that would happen. But then again, the likelihood of that happening, I don't know. But I'm immensely proud of the England team. I think to get us to the final for the first time since 1966 or 65, in the 60s, is amazing, and we should be celebrating that and not slamming them for missing penalties, especially the coloured people on the team, because that is just stupid. Marcus Rashford has done so much for children in this country. If you don't know who he is, he basically is a footballer who made the government step up when it comes to children that can't afford to be fed during school holidays, and it inspired so many hospitality industries to then be giving out free school meals and school lunches to kids whose family could not afford to feed them. And to me, that beats any trophy for football, it beats any title in football, it beats anything, because yes, although it's annoying that we lost, he's impacted so many kids' lives for the better, and that is a change that people want to see in society. What's your opinion on that? Did you watch the England Euros? Were you rooting for Italy? Were you rooting for England? And what's your opinion on the whole backlash that's come from it? I would love to know. Also, speaking off the back of that, to do with the people that are doing like racist tweets and stuff and everything, a lot of them are anonymous, and now there are questions on whether or not anonymous accounts should be banned from social media, and I completely agree with this. I don't understand why it would ever be an option. I really don't. I remember a YouTuber that I watched called Gabby, her YouTube name's like Velvet Ghost, I don't know if that's still Velvet Ghost actually, but she was Velvet Ghost. She has been trying to make this a law, or try to make this happen, for a long time, because she got horrendously trolled by people who were hiding behind a screen that would not say this to someone's face. And although yes, it takes a horrible incident like this to happen, if it has a positive outcome, then it needs to happen for change to happen, you know? Does that make any sense? I really hope so. I think it should be. I don't see any excuse or any reason on why somebody should be anonymous on the internet. If you have one, do let me know in the comments. What reason is there to be good to be anonymous online? Surely that's encouraging people to be somebody that they're not, and surely that's encouraging people to feel safer giving hate, because if they can't identify you, then there's no real life repercussions, because apparently the internet is not a real place, and what you say online isn't real, and it doesn't affect people's lives, so that doesn't make sense to me either. I remember the website was at Ask.fm, was it Ask.fm? Ask.com, the anonymous website that I'm pretty sure actually got taken down, because I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure somebody committed suicide based on the anonymous abuse that they were getting online. Because it doesn't, like, if you give somebody the opportunity to say something to someone's face, they're always gonna be 10 times nastier if they know it will never get traced back to them. So why would you then allow that person to be given that chance? Where is that logic? If you take away the shield that somebody puts up because they're too much of a coward to admit to the internet who they are, I literally lost my train of thought again. But I can guarantee you, if half these people that are saying these comments online, who have a fake account or anonymous account or whatever, if they were identified, they would come out and say, oh, I was hacked. Because they know that what they're saying is so wrong, but because they think they're protected by anonymity, they don't care, because there's no repercussions. If you can't get caught, it's fine. So take away that option and you will 100% be guaranteed to have less hate, because if a person that is giving hate can easily be identified, they are going to get reprimanded and they are going to have the consequences based on real life, because newsflash, what you say to people online, although it's on a virtual world, it still affects the person reading it in the real world, and let that sink in, and that is the motherfucking tea. the next one is all about coronavirus. Whoa, it's got very dark in the house all of a sudden. When I'm filming this next week in England, not Wales or Scotland or Ireland, I don't think any of those places will be coming out of lockdown completely. All of lockdown restrictions will be scrapped. And I know that they are basically scrapped already, but the option to wear a mask will now be voluntary. Instead of you have to wear a mask, it'll be optional. No social distancing at all. You can go into nightclubs again, no more bar service in places, not bar service, sorry, table service in places. Massive events are going to be happening and all that kind of shebang. So basically back to normal before we even knew what a pandemic was. Because before the coronavirus pandemic, I had no idea what that even meant. And I would love to know how people are feeling about that. Are you nervous? I know people that are very split. So some of my friends are very anxious about coming out because so much has changed, and we're obviously gonna be, because we've been ingrained so much in our brain to social distance, to not hug people, to not do certain things that we would have done before the pandemic, that's still kind of gonna be in the back of our minds, which I completely get. Some people cannot wait to go back to normal. My friend cannot wait to go to a nightclub again and feel like the sweaty atmosphere. I don't know if I can probably do without the sweaty atmosphere. And then other of my friends don't want to come out of lockdown at all. They've really enjoyed not having to socialise. So it's very different for every single person. Personally, I don't know how I feel about it. I think I'm in the category of can't wait for it to get back to normal, on the track to get back to normal, shall I say, but also have some reservations. Like going into a nightclub, I don't know how I feel about that, because there's a whole group of people who turned 18 in the first pandemic, like last 2020, and have turned 18 this year and have never been in a nightclub before, so it's going to be wild. I will go back into a club, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. I don't know, I just feel like cases obviously are rising now anyway so much, like they're rising rapidly, and everyone's saying that this should not be the time to ease restrictions, but it's gonna happen. Like I keep saying to I said to my mum that the cases are gonna go up because restrictions are coming down, and then there will be a time where it plateaus, where it will just be like, it will go back to, it will peak, plateau, and then go down, because I feel like it needs to happen eventually. We need to try and get back on track to being to normal. The only way you can do that is just ripping off the band-aid, trying to open everything back up again. Cases are going to go up, but death rates have not gone up drastically. Cases have, but not death rates, which is good. I would much rather have cases go up than death rates go up, because that is when that scares me, and I will be locking my houses if death rates go up. I will not be going out of my house at all. And also talking about COVID, let's talk about the vaccine. There has been so much controversy about the vaccine. There's AstraZeneca, there's Pfizer, there's the Johnson one, the Oxford one. There's so many, I don't really know much about which one's which. But all I know is that I did not want the AstraZeneca, because that is the one that has been linked to blood clots, and that scared me so much. I was not going to have the vaccine because of that. I was one of those people that was like, no, I'm not having it because I don't want to die of a blood clot. But then I found out that they were not offering the AstraZeneca to people under the age of 40 or 30, and I'm 24, so I had the Pfizer one, and there's been no linked side effects to the Pfizer and blood clots. There's been no deaths, I'm pretty sure, of the Pfizer. I hope not. I've had it, the jab now, so it's too late, no going back. Oh yeah, I have had my jab. I've had the Pfizer jab, and I have my second one in August sometime. Can't remember when. I think it's like mid-August. That's the only reason I really got the jab, was because it wasn't going to be the AstraZeneca. If they had offered me that one, I would not have taken it. I would have waited for the Pfizer, because that one scares me, basically. But yeah, have you had the jab? Are you gonna have it done? If not, what's your reasons? Obviously everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I know people that aren't having it and are very strongly against having it. I know people that have had it and are absolutely fine. No one that I've known has died from getting the jab. People I know have had not reactions, but like side effects, like people that I know, but it's always AstraZeneca. Like people's parents have had really bad reactions of like being sick or being bedbound or being like have the flu, but no one that I've known that have had the Pfizer has been severely ill afterwards. So let me know if you've had it, which one have you had, what's the side effects been? Let's have a little chat about that. Oh, we'll end on Love Island, one of the best shows ever. Well, debatable. But I basically have to cover Love Island content for work, so I am like the Love Island guru and everything. I know everything about all the people in there, so I'm your girl if you want to know anything about it. come to me. But what are we feeling about the cast this year? I know a lot of people haven't actually liked it this year. Everyone said it's boring, but I feel like that happens most years until it finishes, and then you're like, oh, do you know what, it actually was pretty good. And then the new season comes around and you think that's boring, and then you'll look back and be like, oh, but it wasn't the same as last year when people were shitting on it that year it happened, you know what I mean? So I actually quite like this season. I quite like the people. I feel like everyone's playing the game now. They've just not coupled up for the sake of coupling up and riding out safe. I like the fact that no one knows who's gonna go with who. I like the fact that no one knows if someone's gonna steal somebody or how loyal anybody is. That there's friendship couples in there now because they're waiting for someone to come in. I love all that because it's a game show. It's a dating game show. I think people forget that. You definitely should not be. We have a visitor. The only thing I would say about Love Island is every year they're gonna say, oh, we're gonna be more diverse, but they have about 5 blondes in there. They have 1 black girl, 1 black guy, and they're like, that's the diversity done. That's it. 1 black girl, 1 black guy, that's it. You can't say we're not diverse because we've got coloured people in there. Where's the Asian people at? I want to see some Chinese people in there. I want to see some Indian people in there. Mexican people, Spanish people. Give me some more variety. They all look really skinny. Like, I want someone with a bit of curve, with a bit of bum, with a bit of cellulite. Give me some stretch marks. The guys, not every single girl likes a guy with abs. I do not like abs. I just can't be bothered, because if they look like that, then I have to look like that, and that's too much pressure. Give me a bit of a dad bod. Jack Fincham, who won the show. Dad bod. Loved him. Was great crack. Give me some more people like that. And to be fair, not every single person in there looks like, every single person in there looks about 12 years older than the boys. Jake is the only one that has facial hair, and Jake's not that good looking. Give me some more facial hair. Give me like a lumberjack. Give me some tattoos. Okay, to be fair, the boys have tattoos, but like, I want like a bit of indie person in there, like with a guy with a moustache. I want girls with like red hair and fringes and makeup, like tattoo artists. Give me some more gritty people. I want a bit more, not just Pretty Little Thing models, ASOS models, bland. You know what I mean? Like they're not bland looking because they are really good looking people, but I want more real people in there, you know what I mean? Who I'm liking, I'll quickly talk about who I like. You literally should not be laying on that table, should you? He's so hot. So I'll talk about who I like. Faye, because Faye is from Devon and I live in Devon and I have to basically watch it because of her. But I think she's great anyway. I think she's very upfront, confrontational, say it how it is, funny, girl's girl. Love Faye. Liberty's sweet and cute, bit naive and ditzy though, but I love her friendship with Kaz. Kaz I would be friends with because she's very much like me. So love Faye, love Kaz, love Liberty. Sharon I think's a bit boring, sorry. Boys, don't really like any of the boys this year, if I'm being honest with you. Looks wise, don't think many of them are what I would class as good looking. They're good looking guys, but they're not like, if I was in there, if I was single, if I was in there, I wouldn't really be attracted to any of them. But they have a good friendship together, you know, they're quite funny to watch, but I need more funny, I need more humour. But that was it for today's video, talking about some of the most recent topics. Like I said at the beginning of this, do comment below and let's have a little bit of a discussion on anything I've spoken about. If you think I've missed some things out, then let me know and I'll film another video because I love to talk. I've been filming for 29 minutes. Wow, I'm so hungry, I need some lunch. Oh my god, I have been filming for so long that my camera literally just stopped, like, nah, shut off, Tiana, time to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm now gonna go and enjoy the rest of the sunshine and have some lunch. So don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, all that glorious, glorious things. And I will see you guys soon for a brand new video. Bye. Can I...